Hi, my name is Josh Timms, and I'm here with YWAM Perth doing the Sports DTS. I grew up in an incredible Christian home with two very loving parents and 12 siblings, actually, 8 brothers and 4 sisters. And I grew up always knowing the truth and understanding the truth, but never really wanted it for myself. I guess I wanted to do things on my own. And so at 17, I found bull riding, and I jumped right into that. And that very quickly became my identity, and I started traveling around as a professional bull rider and finding my identity very much in it. I believe that bull riding really fed all of the natural, sinful, prideful parts of me, whether that be popularity or money or pretty girls. And that really became so much of my identity. That's what I thought I would always do. And while still knowing the truth, I never thought I wanted to, surrender to that. Anyways, my dad, who always was very, very loving, had a really cool conversation with me. At 13, my dad, who always loved me and always pursued me, asked me, "Josh, what's going to take before God gets your heart?" And I told him something very honest, but really stupid to who I was. I said, "Man, it's going to take him breaking me a little bit." Well, I never realized how true that would become when I went to a bull ride in Prescott, Arizona, where I made it to the short round and got on a bull that flung me underneath him, and basically I landed on my back at the same time. His 2 back hooves landed in the middle of my chest, which collapsed the lung and cut my liver and broke my ribs. And so I ended up going to hospital and spending 6 days in the ICU. And through that time, my dad had called me at the beginning. I was like, "Hey, man, why don't you think about things a little bit?" And I didn't think about it at all that week until the very last night. I was like, "Man, God, okay, I'll stop, I'll listen." And it's pretty amazing when you stop to hear what God's trying to tell you, what He is trying to tell you. And He just showed me how He had pursued me my entire life, even in the middle of running from Him and denying Him and spitting in His face. I had 41 voicemails from my dad that I listened to that night that all said the same thing. They're like, "Hey, Joshy, it's Daddy. I want to let you know I love you. I'm thankful for you, and I'm proud of you, and I cannot wait to see what God does with you when He gets your heart." And it was amazing to me because in a small picture of what my earthly dad, the way that he loved me, showed me a big picture of what my big heavenly dad and the way that he loved me. And so I went home and was home for about 2 weeks and feeling really close, and had an incredible encounter with God where He showed me all these times in my life that I had got on these big, huge animals, right? And it's one thing to get on a bull, but it's a whole other thing to nod your head, because when you nod your head, that's when everything happens. And He showed me that I was in the chute. Everything in my life was prepared. He had been preparing my heart and showing me the emptiness in my life that I was living and pursuing. And He showed me that all I need to do is respond to His love and say yes. And so at 2 o'clock in the morning, I walked to my dad's room and said, "Dad, it's time to nod." And he knew exactly what I was talking about. And since that moment, Jesus has taken over my life.